I just wanted to talk about hiring people that are smarter than you. So, do you think that Richard Branson doesn't, when he doesn't show up to his companies, do you think that they don't perform or don't operate successfully? Well, of course not, because Richard Branson, as far as I'm concerned, is an absolute master at recruitment. What he's very talented at, aside from coming up with great ideas and great business, he brings great people to run his businesses, and often for less money than they were paid in their previous job. And I believe a business where the owner is heavily involved in the day-to-day operation will stifle its growth. Your business needs to run and effectively function without you. You need to think strategic and you need to think about recruitment. Now, I built a global recruitment business doing this. Not only do we help our clients hire the best of the best, but I assembled a world-class leadership team that meant I had people smarter than me at running and growing a recruitment business. You might say, well, why did I want smarter people than me running the business? Didn't I want to be the one that knew more than anybody in the business? Well, I wanted to hire smarter people, not because I wanted to be the dumbest person in the room, but because I wanted the best people. If I had the best people, I had one of the biggest ingredients in my business that meant it had a fighting chance to grow. And I had people that worked with me that had been there, done it, worn the t-shirt, they knew how to do it, and they knew how to do it again and make things happen. So how do you find great people? Well, it really depends what you want. If you want a good salesperson, go and find somebody selling similar products or services to your target market, or find somebody that's selling your products or services for one of your competitors. So if you need somebody that perhaps has certain skills, maybe in finance or accounting, go and hire a really good accountant from your competition or from a similar business to yours. And it depends on whether sector experience is important. In my business, in my recruitment business, I didn't necessarily need somebody with recruitment finance experience. I just needed somebody that had worked in finance and had been used to working in a very fast growth business. So you phone them up, you introduce yourself, and you tell them that you're looking for someone just like them to run a project or a team or a company or whatever role you want them to play. And you tell them your vision and what and how you're going to create it, and you talk really passionately about it, and you tell them that you will stop at nothing to achieve that vision, which includes, of course, making sure you'll pay whatever it takes to assemble the best team. So having recruited for major FTSE 100 and Fortune 500 companies in my career, as well as many small and medium enterprises in the UK, US and Europe, I can tell you that whilst money may be an important factor, it's not the main reason why people move. In my research and my experience, 67% of people move because of the opportunity. In fact, I know of one entrepreneur running a 10 million revenue telecoms company where he managed to recruit somebody from a FTSE 100 company that was paid almost £400,000 a year running operations, and he managed to recruit that guy for 150 grand a year. And you might say, well, why was the guy prepared to take a 250k salary drop? Well, the guy was bored in his corporate way of life. He'd clearly spent many years earning some pretty decent money, so he was probably in a reasonably financially secure position, but he was really bored of his corporate way of life, and he wanted to experience working in an entrepreneurial fast growth business, and he wanted to build something for himself. He wanted a challenge, and he had a mega bonus that if he doubled the company from 10 to 20 million, he'd earn $1 million in bonus. And of course, you know what happened. He joined the business and he did earn his bonus. So it's all well and good hiring the right people, but you need to give them the space to work and do their job, and you need to be able to lead them. And the way that I've learned to be the most effective in this is I apply what I call the 10-80-10 rule. So when it comes to managing my direct reports, 10% of my time is spent defining what I want. So I might say, hey, I want you to look at this project, or how can we achieve X, Y, and Z? I'll then outline what I want, and I'll provide my thoughts and feedback on how I think it should be done. But of course, I'll be engaging them in the process and asking them for their thoughts on how it should be done. I'll then leave them to go off and work something out, and then they do 80% of the work building that project or achieving that goal or solving that problem or whatever it is that they've been tasked to do. The last 10% is basically to check through what they've done and provide feedback. Now, if you've got your recruitment right, then you can probably get to a point where the last 10% isn't necessary. So early on in your relationship with this new person, you might well say, well, when you've got something, come and run it by me. And once you see that they are capable, you might just end up saying, well, okay, go on, get on and do it. I'm here if you need anything, but happy for you to run with this. And all I do is ask, how are you getting on with the project? Or at the end of the successful delivery of a project, I'll tell them that they've done a great job. You need to set a vision. The vision needs to be bold and you need to deliver it really passionately, because you need to get your team inspired by whatever it is you're wanting to create. So you assemble the smartest people you can afford. You inspire them with your vision. You apply the 10-80-10 rule and you motivate them. If anybody's ever read Adrian Webster's book, Polar Bear Pirates, I'd suggest that if you haven't, it's a really great read. So Adrian Webster's book, Polar Bear Pirates, and it's about great inspirational leadership. Um, One of the things that he mentions, I'll give you a bit of a snippet from the book, is what he called TNTs. Tiny noticeable things is what it stands for. And this could be real simple things like remembering when it's your staff member's birthday and sending them a bunch of flowers or a bottle of bubbly or just simply a birthday card. But be a great boss, be a great leader, go get recruiting.